Hello folks, and welcome to the part 2 video series of custom modding a Richlight Micarta Buck 110 mod. Next here on Kodiak Edge. Okay, now I got to take these pins out, bore these holes a little bit on the top, and set new pins in because these were bored on the top of the bolsters before I took them out, so now they're just straight flat pins. So I got to take them out and put new ones in. And as long as I'm doing that, I might use, I'll probably use brass again, but you could use nickel, silver too, whatever you got, or even metal, because you won't see them. They'll never be exposed to the elements. But yeah, I'll get that done. Okay, I bent that liner, but I'll bend it back. I don't know how the heck I did that. But I got this thing balanced on here nice. Not a problem. Okay, I'm going to get this off and show you what's next. There we go. Got a piece of 1084 high carbon steel here that's the same thickness of this knife all the way through. So I'm going to pin that brass back down. Doesn't take much. Gotta make sure it's nice and straight. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Alright. Now, I got to countersink these, so I'll put this in here and countersink these just barely. I'll probably get a reaming tool and just ream them out just slightly. So when the brass pins come in, they act as a nail head and won't back out. Okay, that's reamed out slightly there, so it's expanded out. So when I put that pin in, it's going to expand into it and keep it from popping up. So now I got to get the right size pins for this. Oh, there we go. 1/4 inch. I got it right there. Cool. Alright, now make sure this thing goes back in, right? So this is pointing up. That's what the spring goes in. Okay. So what I gotta do is cut this off to the right sizes I need. Put these back in here. Starting to mush in this head here now. Expanding it. Okay. I'll cut the excess out there and redo it. Cut this excess off enough to where I can clean it and I'll have enough. All right. Make sure that's nice and tight. Looks like it's got it. Alright. Now I'll sand these rivets flush and get it ready for putting studs on it for the epoxy and for the scales. Put this away here real quick and I'll get with that next. Okay, here's what I did. I scratched the stud idea. I drilled 3 holes, 6 holes actually. Countersunk some holes in the back, both sides. Kind of blasted through there. It's no big deal. You won't see it inside the knife. And I'll put some hot glue in it so it doesn't seep into the pocket for the spring. But anyways, put a series of grooves in here with the Dremel tool. I didn't want to bore you with that. Common sense. I mean, just come across here, and these are, you know, 30 seconds, 64th deep, about a 32nd, 16th deep. And remember, I got the biscuit joints that I'm doing on the scales, okay? And I'll show you more of that when I get to it. But all right, I got these ready to go for epoxy. It's got plenty to grab the scales. Now I'm gonna draw this out on the new scales here, Richlight Micarta, and then we'll get to putting this thing together. Okay, first thing to do is, remember I kept these for a pattern in the first video. I'm going to go like this. There'll be plenty of room back here to cut. I'm going to trace these out. This is the most crucial part. See that, y'all probably can't, but I'll do a pencil on it. If I can't do it better with the pencil. Okay. Like I said, that front part is the most important. I don't want to go past the guideline. So I'll cut this one out, and then I'll have an exact copy made off of this for the other side. I'll go ahead and cut that out, and I'll be back. Okay, I've got these angles cut, slightly contoured in, so I got a nice tight fit against that bolster. I don't want no gaps. Okay, same with the opposite one. All right, it's slightly curved, so it's slightly pointing in. Not much, just a smidgen, because you don't want it showing a gap at the bottom of the bolster either. So if you put these in here, I got them actually perfect. I mean, they just inch away at it until you get it perfect. So now what I'll do is I'll put a piece of 1084 carbon steel in here. That's exactly that thickness. And I'll glue these bad boys on, epoxy them on, and then we'll drill them out tomorrow. So now I got a bolster cut in here with the Dremel tool, or a biscuit joint. Now I got to do the same on this. I just cut a little slot in there. And then when I fill this with epoxy and I fill that with epoxy, it acts like a biscuit joint. I do that on all my Buck 110 mods. So I'm gonna see which one fits where the best. Like I said, I got this overcut. Some guys put the knife completely together and then glue the scales on. I don't like to do that. Okay. I'll put hot glue in these holes so the epoxy don't seep through when it's you know, when it's hardening. So that looks like the left, and this one will be the right. I'll make sure my fit is perfect. And it is, it appears to be. And I got more than enough scales here that I can take down right to the, okay. See, I don't like putting the whole knife together anymore because I used to do it like that. And then when you gotta sand this flush to the brass, I want to just barely get to it, you know what I mean? And not take anything off. But the thing is the rocker lock bar rises higher, a little bit higher than the brass in areas. So, especially back here. So I mean, I got that rocker lock bar sanded to 3000 grit. I'm not gonna put it back in until it's ready. So let's get these ready and prep to biscuit join them and glue them on. All right. Well, folks, this concludes this part 2, video 2 of the 3-video series of this custom modification of a Buck 110 with Richlight Micarta scales. The third and last video will be me completing it with the fluting. Thanks for watching, folks. Peace. Okay, here I'm cutting in the slots on the underside of the scales, like the slots you see on the brass that were cut in. So when the epoxy adheres, it's got something to grab to them, both the scale underside and the liner upper side. You see the right and left drawn on the scales. I put that purposely on the bottom side of the scale so I don't put these grooves on the wrong side of the scale. And also make sure when you're putting these cross grooves in, not to go too close to your traced lines, because when you put the scales back on the liners, on the tops, when you sand it down, you'll have grooves appear. You don't want that. Okay, this concludes the end of this video, part 2 of the 3-video series of custom modifying this Buck 110 with Richlight scales. I got them now ready to glue on, and that'll be coming up next in the third and last video. Thanks for watching, folks. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you in part 3. Peace. All right, now I'm cutting this pin down about a 1/16 of an inch above the surface of the liner. So when I paint it, I got enough pin to mushroom it out to fill the bevel and the hole through the liner. That'll lock this blade in place once the scale's on. Well, folks, this concludes this part 2 video of 3 video series for custom modding this Richlight Micarta Buck 110 custom job. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, and share and like, and we'll see you on the next one, where I'll show you how I glue on the scales and carve the scallops in the Richlight Micarta and finish her up. Have a good day, folks. See you in part 3. Peace.